The history of Christmas food traditions. Neolithic period 10,000 to 4,500 BC. Archaeologists digging at a settlement near Stonehenge found thousands of pig and cattle bones in rubbish piles around the excavated Neolithic houses. This led them to the conclusion that the late Neolithic people may have gathered together to eat midwinter feasts. Archaeologists also found plant remains. These discoveries show us that the people of this period ate crab apples, hazelnuts, slowberries and blackberries. The Roman period, AD 43 to 410. The Romans also had midwinter celebrations. It was called Saturnalia, and it was held in honour of the Roman god Saturn. Festivities would begin on the 17th of December and last for 7 days. Saturnalia was a time for everyone to eat fine food and drink lots of wine. Some of the typical food that would have been served during this feast would have been bread, turnips, leek, pork sausage, carrots, apple, pears and mulled wine. The medieval period, AD 1066 to 1485. Christian Christmas festivities were first recorded in England in 1038 as the celebration of Christ's birth, and the name Christmas or Christ Mass was first heard. Medieval people would fast up to the 24th of December. After the 24th of December, they would really enjoy the festivities of the 12th days of Christmas by eating, drinking and celebrating until the 6th of January. This is called Twelfth Night. Wealthy people would have extravagant feasts including a whole boar's head stuffed with bacon and spices, whole roast peacock with feathers and a great amount of baked pies. As we move along the timeline, you may see some similarities to Christmas dinner today. And although we don't have a boar's head stuffed with bacon and spices, traditionally we do eat a different animal on Christmas Day. The Tudor period. Christmas in the Tudor period involved feasting and celebrating. People in this period enjoyed eating meat such as beef and venison. These sorts of meats were those that you could eat today. However, they also ate meats that probably wouldn't be eaten so much today. These included things such as wild boar, badger, blackbird, woodcock, peacock and roast swan. In 1523, turkeys were introduced in England, and during the Tudor period they were considered an exotic dish. And just like the medieval period, one of the favourites at the Tudor banquet was the boar's head. Christmas pies were quite a dish, and the Tudors loved to eat it during the festivities. It was made from different game birds and fowls stuffed inside one another, in the following order: pigeon, placed inside a partridge, inside a chicken, inside a goose, inside a turkey, inside a pastry case. It was served with hare and other game birds on the side of the main pie. Not everyone was pleased with the Christmas celebrations. Restrictions on Christmas were introduced by the House of Commons and Oliver Cromwell in 1644. Laws were passed that banned the traditional means of celebrating the Christmas period. This was in response to complaints that the celebration of Christ's birth was being used as an excuse for far too much celebrating and not enough time devoted to religious reflection. Christmas was renamed Christtide to remove any association to the Roman Catholic Mass and was classed as an ordinary working day. Traditional Christmas activities such as dancing, playing games, singing carols, eating traditional Christmas food and drinking were banned. Religious reflection and observation were expected in place of the festivities that people had been used to and enjoyed. However, these laws were not popular among the people, and when King Charles II took the throne in 1660, one of his first acts was to bring back the Christmas festivities. This gave him the name and made him the image of the merry monarch. The Victorian period to modern day. The Victorian period lasted from 1837 to 1901. Victorian Christmas food traditions haven't really changed much from the traditions of the Tudor period. However, there was still a lot of meat eaten, such as beef, mutton, turkey and venison. Also during this period, roast goose had also become a very popular choice for Christmas dinners for many Victorian families. And quite often Queen Victoria herself enjoyed roast swan for her Christmas dinner. Vegetables were now an important part of the meal for everyone. Victorians ate vegetables like the ones we eat for Christmas dinner today, such as potatoes, sprouts, cabbage, parsnips and carrots. Richer families might have eaten more unusual vegetables like asparagus, beans and tomatoes, but in general, these vegetables are very similar to the ones that we eat today on Christmas. Other Christmas food traditions that have continued were the Christmas pudding, mince pies and Twelfth Night cake. Victorians now also enjoyed eating figgy pudding, gingerbread and sugar plums, which were plums rolled in sugar. Warm brandy and mulled wine were also popular drinks, especially after carol singing outside. Now, Victorians saw this as a family occasion instead of a time for large banquets and gatherings. This was also a time where Christmas trees and Christmas cards became fashionable. The modern day Christmas, 1930 to today. In countries that celebrate Christmas today, many of the traditional Christmas dinner food items are still eaten. Meats such as beef and ham are still popular, but turkey is now considered the traditional choice. Seasonal vegetables such as potatoes, sprouts, carrots and parsnips are favourites to eat in traditional Christmas dinner, and these are usually served with the meat and accompanied with stuffing and gravy. Although Christmas pudding and mince pies are still eaten, there are now many more puddings and after-dinner sweets to be enjoyed. But the traditional Christmas dinner hasn't changed a huge amount since the early 20th century. Some families like to create their own Christmas dinner traditions, such as eating mince pies and sausage rolls in the morning, or even eating green jelly with your Christmas dinner. Do your family have any fun or unusual Christmas dinner traditions? And what's your favourite thing about Christmas dinner? Let us know in the comments below.